There was a time in my life when I knew I wanted to help children in need, but I didn't exactly know how. I've always had a heart for children, and growing up, I always said that my dream job was to be a mom. I would serve in kids ministry and babysit, and basically wherever kids were, I was also. As I got older, my heart for children grew more, and specifically my desire for the orphan grew. I thought in order to help them, I had to either go overseas to an orphanage and help that way, or adopt. And immediately all the barriers to that came to mind, where I figured I had to be married and older, I had to have a lot of money, I had to have a house, and it just didn't make sense for the season I was in and the time of life that I was in. Despite all these barriers though, I knew that this was something that God had placed on my heart, and He had placed it there for a reason. So I was determined to find a way to help them. I just still didn't know how. My dad, knowing my heart for the orphan, took me to an orphan care vision night that Love Life was putting on, and that's when I found out about all of the other options that I had. I hadn't heard much about foster care prior to that, and learning not only that there are lots of children in care waiting for homes and beds to sleep in every night, there are also ways that I can do it. And at the time I was only 19, but I heard that once I was 21, I could get licensed. I didn't have to have a whole lot of money. I didn't have to own a house. And all the things in my mind that told me you can't do this were kind of broken down at that point. So it was a dream still because I was only 19, but once I was 21, I was determined to actually make that happen. I still knew that this was something that He had put on my heart, so I kept pushing through with it. And in faith, I bought baby things. I bought a stroller, a crib, some clothes, just to have on hand, and I was all in at this point. Eventually I did get licensed, and it was super exciting, especially after all the time that it took. I remember the day like it was yesterday when I got the call, the official call from my agency, telling me that there was a 9-month-old medically fragile little boy who needed a home. And in that moment, my heart immediately said yes. But out of respect for my parents, because I was still a young single girl, I was 22 at the time, I spoke to my parents and just to get their wisdom and discuss it with them, and they also said yes. They said, go for it. So I did. I called my agency back and said, yes, I'll take him and give him a home. And I ended up getting a call from his caseworker, and she kept asking me over and over again if I was sure if this was something I wanted to do. And I kept saying yes. I was here for it. I wanted to take him and give him a place to stay for the time being, as long as that was, whether it was a day or a year. And she did end up telling me at one point that she was thankful that I said yes and grateful for that, because a lot of people want babies, but nobody wants medically fragile babies. And that's why she kept asking and confirming. So every time she asked, it almost just made it more clear in my mind that yes, this is what I want to do, and this is what God has led me to do. So at this point now, it's been almost a year that baby Jay has been in my care, and it was not an easy ride at all. When he first came to me, we were in the hospital, in and out of hospital every month basically, and he had surgeries, a lot of not fun things for a little boy to go through. But he has been doing so well, and we've been striving for reunification at this point. Even though it's been a while now that he's been in my care, I still have had moments where I feel like I can't do this, or I'm not adequate or qualified enough to play this role in his life. And over again, God will just remind me that He is the one that placed this desire in my heart. He is the one that placed this child in my care, and He is the one who will work through me. And it doesn't have to be any qualifications that I have on my own, because He's the one that qualifies me for that. It's been almost a year now that he's been in my care, and the Lord has done amazing things in both of our lives. So I encourage you guys, if you are feeling in any way that the Lord has put this on your heart, that you should just go for it and look into it. Yeah, there are barriers and things in the way, but nothing is too big for God. And if He's the one that's placed that desire in your heart, He's the one who will bring it to fruition. Looking back now, I see that this whole thing was less about me changing the life of a child and more of God using this child to change my life. My name is Carina. I am 23 years old, and I am a foster mom.